Wireless technology keeps getting more reliable and more affordable. These days, you can see people use wireless systems not just on music's biggest stages, but in your local dive bar. I've covered a few wireless systems on this channel before, namely wireless guitar units and wireless systems for in-ear monitors, but this is a first for me. Let's take a look at the Phenyx Pro PTI2 microphone system. Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily and you're looking especially sharp today. Phenyx Pro is sponsoring this video, but thoughts and opinions are all mine. Ears are all yours though. So let's get into it. According to the information that was sent over to me, the Phenyx Pro PTI2 microphone system will retail for $239.99. While you cannot yet buy this in stores or directly through their web store ready to ship, there is currently a Kickstarter program where you can buy early and save money. Unfortunately, I received this too late for the steepest discounts, but there are still discounts to be had. Check the link in the video description for all that. So, what do you get when you buy this guy? 2 microphones with built-in transmitters. 1 rack-mountable receiver with rack-mounting gear included. A power adapter, a 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch TS cable, as well as a 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch adapter. 2 anti-rolling rings for when you put the microphone down. You see, this one's not going anywhere. You don't want your microphone rolling off of a table and onto the ground. That will happen without these rings. You might have noticed I'm using a pop filter with this microphone. I actually bought this. It didn't come with everything else. I'm using it because I love you. I think it'll be a better experience for you. I've A/B tested it with and without, and it doesn't seem to change the quality of the microphone. So yes, you're welcome. You won't be hearing a bunch of popping, hopefully. All right, let's start this video in earnest by taking a look at the receiver. The front has 2 volume control knobs, 1 for each microphone channel. You also have the RF and volume indicators right on the front there. On the back, we have 3 antennas, 1 for microphone A, 1 for microphone B, and a C antenna that I've been told improves performance, especially in crowded spaces. You also have 2 balanced outs, 1 for each microphone, a 1/4 inch blend output, which I'm sure is helpful if you are limited on mixer channels, and a headphone output. One of the big selling points of this unit, in my opinion, is the auto scan and sync feature. I'll include some B-roll showing you what that looks like, since I'm obviously already using this unit. As soon as you turn on the receiver, it starts scanning for open frequencies. It used to be that you had to do this manually or download an app to help you find open frequencies, and you still have to do that on some units in this price range, I'm sure, but not this one. This seems to work pretty well in my townhouse, which is already impressive. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to try this out in an actual venue. I'm sure that this will work better in some venues than others. For example, I've had issues with budget wireless units in basement venues or venues in certain neighborhoods, but those were a little bit different. Instead of scanning the full range of frequencies in the antenna range, it had they would have 5 to 24 set frequencies, and you would just have to go through each one until you found one that worked well. I'd imagine being able to scan across a wide array of frequencies makes this a lot less likely to be an issue than when you have, say, 5 to 24 settings to choose from. So frankly, that's not a big concern for me. I think this will work fine almost everywhere. The radio frequency band is pretty decent. It says on the antennas that it's 530 to 590 megahertz. That's not as wide as it could be, but it's firmly within the legal guidelines in the United States for use without a license. Please note that your legal frequency range varies by country, so please check before you use this outside of the United States. But I digress. After the unit finds an open frequency band, all you have to do is turn the microphone on and it should connect automatically. Again, I haven't had any issues with this in my test. I probably did it 20 times and it worked fine every single time. That's a pretty big upgrade from other so-called auto-sync features that I've had on wireless units. I have an in-ear monitor system by another brand where in order to auto-sync, you use this infrared sync. So you hold 2 little infrared panels up against each other. And honestly, it doesn't always work as well as I would like it to. So to have this work so seamlessly feels like magic. So what if you realize you need a different frequency after you've already connected your microphone? easy. Simply turn off the microphone and the receiver will start scanning for new frequencies. Or what if you don't want that to happen? What if you don't want the frequency to change when you turn off the microphone? You simply hold down that volume button and lock your settings. By the way, these mics use AA batteries, 2 of them to power the microphone itself. I'm really glad that this is not a USB rechargeable thing. No one wants to go on stage and realize they need to plug in their wireless microphones. For live music, batteries are still the superior option. And I believe it's on the front panel, but on the microphone itself, you can see your battery indicator. So I've been using this for a while because I've been testing it, and I have 2 out of 3 bars still. So I think that this would not have any problems getting through an entire set. Something that I think is particularly neat and really a huge selling point for this unit is the Talkback feature. These microphones both have a Talkback button right there, so you can communicate with your backstage team without going over the mains. You might have seen some performers with setups where they use a dedicated Talkback microphone on stage to communicate with backstage crew or band members, like let's say there's an issue on stage or in the audience, or let's say you need to relay a set list change to the band. You might have to have a separate microphone for that, but now you can just use this one. To enter Talkback mode, simply press the button there on the microphone. It'll then enter that mode. It says standby, but it's Talkback, so you can communicate whatever you need through the headphone output on the back of the receiver. I'll do that now, and I'm gonna put up on my screen the 2 waveforms so you can see. So I hit this button and you'll still hear me because I'm using the Talkback now, but you can see that the main signal cuts off, but it's still visible in the Talkback channel. I hope that made sense. Turning it back on. Please note that the switch in and out of Talkback mode is not instantaneous. It varies a little bit, but it takes a beat or so to enter and exit that mode. So I'm going to show that to you by counting in. I'll hit the Talkback button on the one going in and out. I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Despite the minor latency, this is a great feature, and to have it on a unit in this price range is awesome. There are a few other features I didn't cover specifically, including something that they call the Smart RF Power Management, where it automatically adjusts RF power based on the distance and the RF environment. I also didn't mention that the Phenyx Pro PTI 2 wireless microphone system promises a 40 to 18,000 hertz frequency response range, which should be plenty for singing or speaking. In fact, you probably don't want anything under 40 hertz anyways. That's kind of just mud. Meanwhile, its physical range, as in the maximum distance from the transmitter to the receiver, is 328 feet. That's around 100 meters. Your mileage here will vary depending on the environment, but that should still be plenty of distance since these racks usually live side stage or backstage. And this is a unit that can grow with you. It supports up to 8 systems, that's 16 transmitters, operating simultaneously. I'm sure that won't be enough for some extreme productions, say an enormous church choir, but that ought to be plenty of microphone for the vast majority of use cases. Of course, none of this matters if the microphones don't sound up to par, which is why I've been using it the entire video. So hopefully by now you have a solid understanding of whether or not this sounds good enough for speaking engagements like a conference, a comedy show, or a live interview, which I imagine is a huge market for this unit. I will say that you probably ultimately want to get some kind of pop filter for this microphone like this one, but there are hundreds of aftermarket options for that, and they can be really, really affordable, like a couple of bucks. Still, it's too bad they didn't include any in with the system. The bigger issue is that it doesn't come with mic clips, and these have a larger circumference than a standard microphone, so mic clips that you already have may not work with this microphone. Obviously, mic clips aren't expensive, but this is the only one I have right now that fits it. It's one of those chip clip styled ones, and I can attach it like that. It looks a little precarious, frankly, but it feels decently sturdy. I wouldn't worry at all using this particular clip with this particular microphone. I think this clip was $5 at a local shop. Again, the system is currently available on Kickstarter with an estimated delivery date of January 2026. So hopefully you won't have to wait too long after you make your pledge. And I'll have text on the screen that has the actual last day for that Kickstarter program. After that, I imagine you'll be able to buy it on the website, ready to ship, but you can save a good deal of money if you buy it through Kickstarter. And you know, if you follow this channel, you might know that I normally don't cover things that are Kickstarters, but I've had a few people vouch for this brand. They have a lot of products already, and it works really well. So I think that the Kickstarter risk is frankly very low, which is why I sort of broke my general rule against covering Kickstarter gear. I'm not much of a singer, but I'll reset quickly with an acoustic guitar and I'll play a verse of a song for you. Again, not a singer, so be kind to me. I've been living in Moscow, I've been living in the Snowden house, I've been staring out upon the white of the world, and I've been speaking with Gabriel. The man is a talker, but the stories he tells, they will burn in your soul, this much I know. If you liked this video, check out the one on the screen, which YouTube has chosen just for you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.